The UCI has released the new calendar for the UCI Women's World Tour, a great step forward in the uncertain world of the pandemic.
I think everybody was eager for it to come out. It's definitely very packed, and it's, of course, odd times, like everybody knows, and it feels a bit strange to be thinking about doing some of those spring classics at the end of the year. But yeah, I mean, it's just what we're hoping for right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people really just want to have sport back on for their own personal enjoyment and life fulfillment. And I think cycling definitely falls into that category of what people want and miss. I know the athletes really miss it. I miss it. And I think, it's made us all really realize what we miss at the end of the day.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see if it all happens that way, because we haven't raced all year. I think there's going to be just a really high level of excitement as well, and to know that it's kind of, it's 3 months. So instead of thinking of it as an entire season and nobody's raced since February, then it's kind of, I don't know. I think it'll be different from what you would normally expect in a normal year if you had that much racing going on, because you would also then expect to have another 3 or so months of racing after that. But the fact that it is just the entire year that we have, I think it might change the mentality a bit towards that.
A whole season packed into 3 months will bring many challenges for the riders.
It's going to be challenging, like I mentioned before, logistically, and I think physically it's going to be pretty demanding on the athletes too, to race that much in a short amount of time. But I think we're all pretty well rested, so we'll be fresh and excited to have a crack nonetheless.
I think, yes, it will be a difficult challenge, but I know that a lot of teams have a lot of infrastructure already set in place to try and deal with that, and they do have a lot of time, as the calendar was released a couple weeks ago, and we still have a few months till it all begins. So whether that's split squads or what they have to figure out, I think everybody's got the time to try and work on it, but it'll be a challenge, I think, for a lot of people in a lot of new ways.
Riders normally pick their races, but now they'll need to ride them all, and who will perform from the start is a big question.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. I still think you can't peak for 3 entire months, right? So you're still going to have your favorite races and stuff like that.
I don't think we can answer that question until we arrive at that point, but definitely I think that the people that are going to do well at the races are the ones that took care of themselves, not just physically but mentally through this period. And it has been really challenging for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. So we all have our own stresses, and some of them we can all relate, and some of them are just unique and individual. So I think having a personal network is really important to kind of help us all through this part, whether it be for nutrition or for psychology, the social networking. Some people just really miss their friends and family. So yeah, I think it's a lot of factors that go into it, and everyone's going to have their own journey in this. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, the racing is going to be interesting, and it'll be a lot to do with how people handle this time.
The challenges cycling is facing are likely to affect our sport into next season.
This whole year is definitely going to impact next year as well, no matter what happens from now going forward. It's really important for us to show our sponsors. So we really want to race, and we want to have that broadcast, and we want to race as much as possible in this last part of the year. But in a lot of ways, it's going to make it really challenging. A lot of us had plans. One of my teammates was supposed to get married. We like to look forward to the off season as much as we look forward to some of these big races. So I think mentally and physically it's going to be challenging, and it's definitely going to have a flow-on effect next year for the Australians for sure, because of our Aussie summer of racing. But I think it's going to affect everyone going into next season.
Yeah, we're all waiting for racing. Thanks for continuing to wait for the racing with us, I suppose. And I mean, I always feel so much love from fans and everything like that. So I'm part of the reason I like to bike race is because I know I like to put on a good show for people to watch. So I hope I can help put on a good show with the rest of my Trek Segafredo teammates for everybody.